Hey everybody, what's up?
What is happening, YouTube?
I'm here with Full Push Metals today. Go discuss a few things, what got him started on YouTube and things.
No
And
telling what Shane's about to ask me. I'll try my best to give you the honest answer. No holds barred. You know, some restricted access. We ain't gonna make everything
we ain't making everything out there.
Who we got in the chat, brother? Let's see here. We got Brother Red, Brother Todd. What's going on, fellas? I need to get back on live chat and turn it off. Who we got in the chat, brother? There we go. Sorry about that. I oopsed.
Tell them what them boys are doing.
There is no telling. How's the weather down your way today?
Hot.
Hot? That was good. It's cold this
67
morning.
degrees. It's cold
Yeah.
this morning. It's 60 degrees right now.
And I told my old man, I said, man, we ought to offset our day for about 3 hours later, like wake up with the birds crowing, whatever, when it wakes you up. Then a lot warmer. I still be at work right now, but
Yeah, it'd be a lot warmer. That cold weather ain't good.
my hands hurt awful bad this morning, making up some can lights and stuff. Don't think that's the whole thing about the cold. I worked out construction all my life pretty much, and when your hands get cold and your feet get cold, your day's pretty much over. You don't have a
Yeah.
way to warm them back up. I've only pulled off a job site one day my entire career. It was plumbing a house. It was about 20 years ago now. Yeah. That makes you feel old. And it was snow inside of the house and everything else. And I had four other dudes with me working. And we were all standing in front of the heater trying to get warm, and it wasn't really doing that. There was no windows or nothing. It was like I don't know what you call it, but like a castle style house. So it had the staircase in the middle, and everything was like it was all cut out corners. And there was no way to get a windbreak. So it was just, I left all the tools. I said, if they want to steal them, they need them. Let's go.
True.
It was a bad day.
I remember working outside 5 degrees one time.
Yeah.
All day long, temperature never did rise. I thought, God, I'm gonna die.
The wind helps out some though. If it's windy as heck, you can forget it. That's funny though, cause like a spray foam day,
Yeah,
I am miserable from the time I get on the job site. Cause as soon as I get, like I'm running around, I mean, there's no messing around. Used to be anyway. I quit that shit. We are no longer in the business of spray foam. But I was completely miserable from the time I started the rig till the time that I got back in my house and got in the shower. Because it would be like a 90-degree day. And I'm up in the attic, so it's like 110. I'm spraying foam. The foam shoots. The gun comes shoot. That shit. I'm tongue tied like crazy. The foam comes out of the gun at 120 degrees or up to 135 degrees. So by the time you spray attic full, every little nook and cranny around you, you're like in the oven. It's crazy. So you're completely soaked. So when you come outside, and it may be 95 to you all, it's hot, right? It feels like it's 40 degrees. I am shivering. I am so cold. It is crazy when I come outside. Then I grab a frozen Gatorade, beat it against the curb, make a slushy, light a cigarette because I ain't smoking it. I just want to light it so it's burning, so I feel like I'm doing something.
that's how it is when it's cold and you're working inside and then you come outside. So,
Dirt
Dirt
Diggers
Diggers,
UK. Right on, Todd. Thank you, sir. It's a random spread of stuff.
yeah,
Some coins, some hand poured, some gold. No sterling on the table. That's odd. And the pours from this month's auction. You know what I'm talking about. Bringing the fire out with my boys. RM Metals Group. Thank you, Shane, for this auction. Let me go ahead and the opportunity to interview. Let me go ahead and tell you that, brother. You know.
Yeah. So we're going to get to know what things you started, how you got on YouTube, all that stuff here in a second.
Right on.
I might have to pause, mute. I got food coming in a minute, too.
Nice.
So if I'm mute and ain't saying nothing, I'm at the door.
Sounds good, bro.
We're lagging behind. I'm sharing it out on Instagram right now, too. I didn't know I had this many people on Instagram.
Right on. I need to start mine up in the worst way. They had so many extra crap they came out with now for the new user agreements, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like they can access everything. Like, of course, all of them can anyway. Everybody's got an app on their phone and they can do anything they want.
Just about anymore. Back when we was in school, about getting out of school, this was new technology coming out. That makes me feel old.
Right. There's also time to do it.
My first phone looked like one on Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, believe that. I was the first kid in my school that had a phone, right? It's a Nokia, pulled out antenna.
What mine was, the Nokia.
It was smooth. It was smooth contoured, like it looked kind of modern, right? Remember that?
I left it at the house one day and my brother took it to school. I was like, where in the heck is my phone at? I guess
so it begins.
Trying to be cool.
Right. So it begins. It was expensive too.
Yeah, it was. I had Altel for years. It was the best phone company I ever had. They went out of business, or AT&T or somebody bought them. I thought, man, that ruined that.
Yeah, AT&T probably bought them. Bought out by a bigger dog.
I mean, I never had trouble. Nowhere I went, phone picked up. I thought, nowadays, shoot, you get some companies skinny, have nothing.
Right.
Hey, Dracos, Dragons, how you doing? There's a few people coming in and out.
What's up, Draco?
So, Full Push, what got you started on YouTube?
Right on. Interesting question, so to speak. It's like a random mix, really, you know. My son wasn't here. He was gone for a long, like he left for about a year and a half. I didn't see him at all, not even none. You know, it's one of those situations. Let alone. So I found an outlet through YouTube. So that was kind of cool. I've always been a scrapper and that kind of thing, and then a stacker to a point is like second nature. You know, I've always stacked other precious metals, but nothing precious metal wise. I had a silver stack on the last rise, you know, back in 08, 09, that kind of thing, but I sold it all. The first bar of silver I ever bought was $7. I bought it it was in a flea market. I think I was 12 years old, and I kept that sucker until I sold it at the last time silver went up. Old Johnson Matty bar.
Nice.
It was cool. It looked like a normal bar, you know what I mean? Like nowadays, really. Just had the pickaxes on the back and stuff. It's pretty dope though. But I found that outlet through it gave me something to do, you know, other people I associate with, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not really a loner, but at the same time, that was a real easy way to sit in one spot and see a random ton of the entire community, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's Red talking about here?
Red, ask you a question.
Right on. Why did I choose to pour silver? Why did you decide to join the RM Metals group? Good question, Red. Pouring silver is like the broke man's gold, right? So it's yes, it's an expensive metal that we're wanting to rise, but at the same time, it's a fluid enough, low enough metal that we can work with it and play with it. which is awesome, right? That's great. And as far as why I joined the Iron Metals group, it's because you guys are pouring out some fire, and I was just pouring out fire, but I wasn't really doing much with it. You know, I was pouring big half-kilo bars and stuff, making some cool night pours. And so I figured, why not? You know, join up with a nice group of pours, see what I can bring to the table, see what y'all can teach me, that kind of thing. See what I can teach you guys, if anything, and try to have some fun.
That's what it's all about, having fun.
Believe it.
We didn't have fun. If y'all didn't have fun doing it, it wouldn't be worth doing it.
The night chats too. You know what I'm saying? That's the best part about it.
Yeah,
That's the side banter, and that's crazy. I'm glad we don't air that stuff because.
Yeah, that's true.
Good times though.
Yeah, we always have fun.
I wish there was a second. I can't say that though, Red. I wish there was a secondary metal other than silver. You know, that was like real close to silver to a point, which is copper. That's pretty much your best friend, but it's like way on down below scale. You know, gold's like way out of range for most people. So you're pretty much stuck with a silver metal. It's suppressed, so it is low enough that we can take advantage of that.
Red's got another question for you.
Do you think being as a group has improved your art and skills? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely. Most definitely. You told me to go small, so I took that advice of going small, quit pouring the bigger bars, and I've applied my focus to the little bitty things. And they're actually, I kind of like it better, man. It's funner, really.
I told Red about that. I said you can just make more money that way.
Right on. Plus, it's more of a challenge. You know what I mean? Like to make that hot metal shoot down in that little bitty spot and give it full flash out detail. That's awesome. Then polishing it up and your fingers hurt for hours.
Yeah.
It's like the love, you know what I mean?
You do good at them little things. A lot of people couldn't do that. For little bitty things like you do.
Right. And it's one way because you're using, so I can transfer that same little item into gold if you want to have something more valuable in that little bitty package. But you can also get the cheaper hand poured. So you're getting something really cool for me that's like super small. Like a 1 gram silver shot. Freaking cool. Little silver needle. The true silver shot. The camera won't focus, bro.
It looks good. It's focusing on it.
Right on. Freaking awesome. 1 gram. Got the dog bone here. 1.5. Yeah.
That's good.
Also got a bigger version of this. I ain't poured yet. It's like a longer bone.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. And then the prototype silver bar. Looks like a little gold ingot, but the little silver ingot. This has the hollow back. So this is a different variation from the item that I have up on the auction block this month. Yeah. That'd be this one right here. Boom. Oh, come here, sucker.
Is it breakable?
Yeah, I'm not going to try to break it, but yeah. RN Metals Breaker Bar. It's freaking sick.
That's good.
1.5. So like the little ones like that. So that's a combined thing right there. That's pretty cool. I'm glad I got to finding the molds is the hard part though, right? Like that's crazy. I don't have a 3D printer, so I can only imagine if I had a 3D printer and I was printing out little bitty items and I had to clean them up too, just so I could pour them.
Yeah.
That'll be me in a little while, I'm sure.
Yeah, I say so.
Who got in the chat, brother?
Here's another question from Scorpion.
Hello, Scorpion. Well, how are you gonna? Now, how are you supposed to know it's not breakable if you don't show us? That's a good question, bro. I guess the buyer will have to do the demonstration. I would love to break it, to be honest, but I didn't even pour one with you guys to break. You know what I mean? Like the prototype I poured, that's still that one right there. I didn't even break it.
So, what else have you done on YouTube? You ever put sports cards up? You said something about having a sports store one time.
Right on. Now that would have been cool back in the day. Like all these people that got all these channels about opening boxes of cards and stuff. Holy crap, man! I'd have been a pro at that. Wow. Of course, everybody would back when you were younger. You know what I mean? You can associate with that.
Yeah.
Wasn't as cool back in the day.
$100 on them.
Yeah, now they spend $2,000 a pack or something. As far as anything else that I've done videos on, basically work stuff. Just try to show some crazy spots I may get into.
Yeah.
That's about it. And maybe some coin show off, mail bust downs, that kind of thing. You know how we roll. But nothing else. Like how I'm supposed to do how-to videos. Like when you got something wrong, you ask me a question like, show me how to fix that hole in the wall. I was actually going to go in Will Push's room because this is a brand new room. Like it just got finished, completely done. I was just going to walk in the room after showing off the room and then take a hammer and be like, oh no, there's a hole. Boom. And like, now let's fix the hole, you know, that kind of thing.
Red's got another question for you.
What is the most hardest pour you have done? That's a good question. Because you got to rank the pour on the mold, the cleanup, the times that it took you to actually get the mold to take, the pour to take. That's a good question. And cleanup. Cleanup is also a chore. What's the hardest pour I've ever done on it? I haven't really thought about that, Red. Seriously. Let's say the right now, it is still the never seen Yu-Gi-Oh card. Because that one has failed me twice. And I have not poured it yet. Everything else I've conquered, so. Mm-hmm.
Draco's got a question for you.
What is my smallest and my biggest pour? Biggest pour was a 1,000 gram bar. Like when I first got my furnace and I first got everything set up on the table. And my brother was here. He helped me set up the table right quick. And I just wanted to pour something. Like I didn't cure my furnace. I didn't do none of that crap. I filled it full of metal and we poured a big old giant bar. It was cool though. First pour right out the gate. Boom. And the smallest pour is probably going to be the grenade. I want to say the grenade. I don't have one finished here. I got one on a stem, basically on a pour sprue.
Yeah,
that little grenade right there. This is uncleaned up. It's just one on the top. Todd Miller has the only prototype that is completely. It is freaking awesome. Shout out to Todd Miller, Sticker King. It is freaking awesome.
What's up, Shaw?
Sammy Shaw. Look at Todd. I'm not even gonna look at that question. I didn't see that. Shane don't read the question.
I ain't got it yet. It popped up on the StreamYard. Yeah, how come it takes you so long to build a mold? Yeah, that's a good question, Todd.
That's a good question, ain't it? Appreciate you guys answering that question, Tom. Yeah, jackrabbit. My camera out of focus like crazy. That's working good for the close-ups. Right on. Well, that's a good question, Todd. I'll answer that question because why not, right? Well, let's say I have fun making the mold. I'm particular about I don't want to fail at the mold, right? Because it's going to burn your sand no matter what, so it's going to cost you. And since I'm using Delft clay, I don't want to like each burnout, $7 to $8 each time you make a tree or whatever you're trying to pour. So if I fail 3-4 times, that's an ounce of silver gone. Basically, your profit margin on that piece is gone as well. So you'd have to just tackle the piece now just for sheer tackling something just to get it done. And also, like, I think of the mold as like a plumbing structure to a point. I want massive inline flow, no restrictions, and plenty of air on the vent out with no destruction of a mold face. So you get all your detail and there's no crap you got to deal with. And yeah, Todd. But there's a lot that goes into them. I wish I could just make a mold right now just to show you all the amount. When you got like 12 or 13 pieces in a tree, that's basically 12 or 13 flasks you're doing at one time.
It's true. Red's got you a question.
What is your sight and opinion and knowledge on sandcasting over graphite and moss wax? And why do you think sandcasting is king? Right on. Graphite and me, I have a couple of graphite molds. I poured them like when I first started just to play with, see how the metal will come out, that kind of thing. See if the crucible got lighter, which it does to a point when you're dumping out. But I knew as soon as I played, the only thing that's going to set me free would be the sand casting, right? And the lost wax is like lost wax is great. I would use it if I've never have, but I would if I really wanted to mass produce something to a point. It is the same on you're going to achieve your goal with that one pretty much on the first shot. You may not, to a point, and it's going to cost you even more when you go down that road. You're going to get better detail, but you lack the art of taking the mold apart. So that's where you got to take the actual piece out and remove it. And with the lost wax, it just bakes it out. So you don't really have that. You're technically cheating, but you're not. It's not really sand casted because it's in a concrete mold that hardens. And then you bake out the lost wax. I don't crap on it because I actually like it. I will plan on doing it sometime, but I plan on using the centrifuge and not a vacuum. But that's where the sand casting to me. If you think about like Roman coins and all that kind of stuff, like they did a lot of cool King Henry VIII's crown or something. They just found like the front jewel to that like a month ago or something, or like the front little dude. I don't remember what it was, but it was pretty cool. And you look at the detail on that sucker, and yes, it was, let's say, the best old school you could get, but they still did some badass work for the amount of time period that it was. No electricity, right? Period. No running water. They're getting things in. Well, there's running water, but not really. Creek's running by Shane. There's Scorpion. Yeah. Have a good day, brother.
So what got you collecting everything?
Well, that is the permanent stacker question, right?
Yeah.
Collecting everything is like similar to Pokemon. You got to catch them all. Plus, you never really know what's going to give you that. Like you can use baseball cards as an analogy. If you got the rookie player, he wasn't real good this year, so he's a sleeper. You can kind of put that as like Ike dollars. Ike dollars are still great silver value, but people don't really catch on them. They don't really like them. They kind of sleep on them. They kind of pass them off like last year's rookie that wasn't even a starter.
That's true.
But then, so now they're starting to come back, like, boom, boom, look at these big old Ikes I got here. Check these out. And they're getting like 3 times the value what you would 3 years ago. Coins and stuff to me, that was like the cornrow hunting groups. You gotta love all those cats, right? Free silver and change. If that didn't make a gambling addict, all his little sensors start to go off like beep, 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 beep. That's like modern day treasure hunting. And you don't have to own a mine or get a permit or clean up. Basically, you just got to clean up the coins and stuff. I mean, pretty much you can spend them if you want. I remember my first return, taking coins back to the bank. I was hunting like nickels and dimes, quarters and stuff. Oh, man. I couldn't pick up the DeWalt bags. They were so heavy. And they wanted me to leave them there for like the ladies to do. I was like, is there any? I mean, I didn't want to sound like that, but I was like, these bags, I don't know what they done. I still left them. I was like, let me set them beside the machine, you know, something. They were heavy. So I can only imagine the amount of work it takes for that kind of stuff, for other people to get their coins back, just to restream. Hats off to you guys. And there is no bad collectible. Like over time, supposedly, that's what they say. And most things has come true to life, to what I've seen anyway. Every collectible eventually has its day. So no matter what you collect, if you collect it now and collect it like massive, eventually, sooner or later, down the road, 30 years from now probably, it's going to have its day, and you'll be able to reap the rewards of that. You know, you'll be able to sell off your collection and actually make something from it, and transfer that energy into something better like silver or gold.
Yep. Fred's saying something again.
Right on. If you could give advice to a new and upcoming porn artist in the future, what would your advice be? What would you tell them to avoid? First off, tell you to avoid melting anything that you don't like when you start. You need to take whatever you don't want to melt, like your Britannias or whatever, you know, like just a 2-ounce round, whatever, Queen's Beast or something. You take them and you like put them somewhere you can't get them, because there's going to come a time where you're out of silver that you can melt that really don't matter, you know, like, and then you're going to start melting stuff because you have that addiction. Like, it's an addiction to pour, so you have to keep playing the pouring. I've melted every round I have, besides some of these things, like some of the Britannicas and stuff like that. And that's just because I have just been holding them. I haven't ran out of like other stuff yet, crappy bars and things like that. But I've melted just random stuff just for the hell of it. And advice. Yeah, definitely. First one, hide the good stuff. Number 2, don't hesitate on buying equipment, because your equipment's going to set you free. Don't look at the price tag. Just do it. That's all that comes down to. As far as mediums for sand casting materials, try them all. There's no wrong. I mean, they all work. They all work great in their own specific ways. So there's not really a wrong way. But I would say start out with a whipping dish before you go straight to a furnace, because you can, with the whipping dish, you'll learn the silver. You'll see what it does. You see how it reacts to the heat. You'll learn what happens when you don't have enough heat or too much heat. It'll start looking like a Pepsi sitting there frizzing everywhere. Like my front porch has probably got 1 ounce or 2 silver just on little beads everywhere. I haven't swept my sidewalk or my whole porch since like way back in last summer. And there was snow out here just now, right? Because everybody got snow. So I look like an idiot that's pushing the snow back toward his door. All my neighbors are probably like, well, what the hell is he doing? Ain't you supposed to sweep that shit off the porch? He's sweeping it back toward his door. Yeah. I didn't want to melt and run my shit off.
So what really got you into pouring?
Corn. I seen my buddy Red. I had a Christmas tree. I think like 2 or 3 years ago. I had a Christmas tree and it had 86 packages, or I saved all my packages for an entire year. I didn't open up nothing, but I had 86 ounces of gold on the tree, or silver on the tree, no gold. And I was opening up packages. I knew Red was from Canada, and I had some Canadian hand pours down there that I've been buying for people. I think it was Philly Mint. And it's like he was like, yeah, hand pour rocks, and I was like, you got it, bro. Hand pour rocks. So, but when you start to looking for stuff, and you're like, you can't really find something you want, and like MK bars stuff, like they got some cool stuff, but in a roundabout way, like, not really my niche. It's not really. You're gonna see a skull so many times. You can only see some pressed material so many times. You can only antique a bar so many times. Like antique fades after a while. To me, it's kind of like I like it all bright or rainbowed. I like that Takayisha I like that 6'9" rainbow job on them. Don't hold me to that.
I said, okay, my last question. What would be the ultimate piece to pour as a gold in the future?
An ultimate, like the most, like that's kind of, I don't know, man, like no budget restrictions, Like you already know the piece I want to start working on now, but I got to find the right piece. That's not going to be the ultimate because, I don't know. Let's say the ultimate piece is like a full push metals plaque, all silver, right? But then you got like a gold bulldozer on there, that kind of thing. That'd be pretty dope. Yeah. I don't think I could pour that, but at the same time, that'd be my ultimate piece.
What's up, Max Man and Scrapping?
Max Man. Scrap. What's happening, brother?
So what got you into collecting Pokemons?
Well, that was the craziness from everything being all sold out and stuff, and like the price rise on that stuff is 600%. Only wish silver was popping at 600%, right? We wouldn't even need to be playing with Pokemon. So he's trying to chase a return on investment, basically. That's what silver and gold all leads to. It's more of a satisfactory thing as well, but you're stacking, you're saving wealth. It's an investment, it's a savings account. There's like so many things. It's crazy. It's jewelry, like, a little bit of everything on that part. And the Pokemon's just like I got a son that's 14, so he was like, I want to try my luck on some Pokemon. It was Christmas, so I was like, hey, all right, cool, man, let's try to get some. So as I tried to find him some, then I started to realize there is none. That's, you know what I mean? There's like, where are they? So as you start to realize where they are, then you find out the cycle of events is happening and unfolding, and then you need to jump in and take advantage of them yourself. Yes, I am a guilty scalper. But in the meantime of me scalping things, it led me to realize that there was a Pokemon market that needed to stack something other than cardboard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to stack something other than cardboard, guys. So that led me to make the Charizard Pokemon card. Well, it's freaking dope. Let's take it out of the holder. 3.9's fine. Y'all gonna love the video I do on this. I might do it here in just a little. When we get done with this here, we'll do my video for the auction events. But this is a Charizard card. 3.9's fine. Little thin boy. And it's gonna drive the Pokemon collectors nuts. It's only a little. I got this little right here. I don't like it, but I didn't know if it was in there until on the tumbler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to re-pour another one because I was already starting to work on other stuff. This is prototype, so that's the way I roll. The first pour that takes completely, that's the one I sell. That is prototype. To me, it means actual prototype. You can pour 10 of them until you get one you like, but that's the first one. One pour, one take. Boom. And also the little Pokemon keychain. Just some random stuff for them to try to get their feet wet, A little thin piece here. It's like a 1/2 ounce. 0.41, I believe. But it's something light enough, cheap enough. And then this thing here, pretty much, like the auction price I put in, this thing, if it sells for just that price, they're going to turn over a profit. If they put it in the right market, man, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Pokemon stuff like that, and I say sports stuff too. If people forge some sports stuff, it would sell.
Right on.
Because everybody's into football or basketball or baseball.
Right. And this lets them just cross like a transition piece, right? You buy this and you don't have any silver, then you start to, then your buddies just like it's silver. So you may affect like 10 or 15 or 50 people off this one piece just by the other person owning it. No telling. Cool piece though.
Yeah, dude.
I still haven't showed it off to I got one guy that want to know. He's like, oh, that's crazy. 3 or 4 of them blew up with the fire emojis and stuff.
People gets excited over stuff like that.
Yeah, man. And 600% price rise is pretty. Like if it was selling for $4, it's now $24. Like it's crazy. It is nuts.
So what got you into scrapping?
Scrapping. Now that's where, my old man's an electrician. So I'm an electrician by trade. I'm an electrician, plumb everything, you name it. That is me. If it's something to do with a house, building it or tearing it down and whatever, I'm that guy. So, like scrapping today, I don't know how much I got sitting here. I can't show you my tool bag. It'd mess up all my camera angles. I picked up I'm cutting in a house today and hanging cam lights. So as I cut off pieces and strip out wires and stuff, I'm putting it all in my pockets. And I've done this since I was like in high school, like freshman high school. Somebody's car going by. So you take like my old man does the same thing, keep all your scrap, boom, get a truckload, go sell it. You can buy something cool. I bought TVs, and there's so much stuff I bought from scrap. Whoa. Most I made in scrap in 1 year was $27,500. I had 2 business partners, and we had a bigger shop. And I was cutting apart 2-ton trucks and stuff like that, buying what you could imagine, anything they brought. I would have scrappers come to my shop and try to buy my scrap from me, that kind of thing. I had 2 IB. This was funny. I had a big German Shepherd, my buddy. I feed him a sausage biscuit every morning. He loved me. Anyway, had him on like 6 chains because our shop was like 150 foot long, like old brick building. So you could go all the way through it, all the way through the shop. And he was up toward the front early in the morning, and 2 IB guys came out with a box truck, and they were looking to see if they could buy some scrap, starters, batteries, that kind of stuff. And the one guy got out and he walked in. He was cool. He didn't take off running, because I opened the great big shop door, boom, and the dog comes out. His buddy was getting out the truck just that time. He seen the dog and he took off running. Green light. Green light. You just green lit the dog to attack you. So it only goes 20 feet out into the parking lot, So he was fine. He couldn't even got to him. He was that far out anyway. That was the best morning. Then they insult me with my scrap prices. They're trying to buy scrap from me from the dirt, They want to make a profit on it. Like, get out of here with that. But it's like I've told a bunch of people, like younger kids, like they're in the coin community and whatnot. They want to donate money so they can get something and feel involved in the stream. But they don't have any cash. So I'm telling them, like, what do you mean you don't have any cash? Did you drink a pop today? Was it an aluminum can? They're like, yeah. I'm like, how many pop cans did you drink today? 3. I'm like, all right, cool. You keep them, you save that stuff up and then wait for like every month and take it off, figure out where you got to go with it to sell it. Your mom and them, go around the neighborhood looking for stuff, like anything, take it all. You'll figure it out. You'll learn it. They'll tell you at the scrapyard what you need to do, really. But no, a kid can't really keep a lot of stuff, right? You can't really ask your mom and dad to take you to the scrapyard. So it's kind of one of those. It ain't like back in the day where you collect bottles and walk to the store. But it is to the point if your parents are true parents and they see you doing something with ambition and goal, they should fuel that goal. I don't give a damn what it is. You know what I mean? If it's not destructive. If it's not destructive, you should fuel that goal. Add fire to it. Let it blossom. See what it grows into. You know what I mean? A lot of people I know that had from nothing scrapyard wise, now they have huge scrapyards and they're very rich people. Nothing wrong with being a scrapper. That old motto, another man's trash, another man's treasure. It is so true. It is so true. People throw away stuff every day and they have no idea. They have no idea. If they only knew what that adds up to, the amount of stuff that I buy for free. Like every year, you could get a half ounce of gold. I get a whole ounce of gold every year free, no problem. No problem. The amount of copper and stuff I pick up is just it's crazy.
So how'd you come up with your name?
Full Push Metals, right? So, Mr. Dirty Nickels, big shout out to Mr. Nickel Nation. You guys know Mr. Dirty Nickels, and y'all know what I'm talking about. He told me one day, I showed him I had it was a job I got done. I was dead. I was covered in spray foam beads, all up in my grill, all up in my beard and stuff, man. Like, you don't even know, take spray foam and put in your beard. This is not cool. And but I showed him $1,700 I laid on the table. Boom. You know what I mean? That's what I got for 3 days work. So that was awesome. And he told me, keep pushing. I was like, yeah, that's awesome, Mr. Nickels. I'm using that. And I didn't even have my channel name at that point. But that night after he told me, I started thinking about that. And I was like, yeah, all I do is keep pushing. All I can do is keep telling myself, just a little further, just a little further. Yes, you're extremely hot. Yes, you're miserable. Yep, you need to go pee. Yep, you're thirsty. Yep, you want to smoke 10 cigarettes and other things. Nope, you got to keep going, keep pushing. Because you're back in a hole and you're breathing through a hose that's outside on a regulator, right? So I got a 100-foot air hose attached to my side. I'm breathing in a dark Vader hood. I'm in the dark. I got a light with me. I'm uncomfortable laying on stuff. I'm so wet and sweaty. I got the swamp ass like you just jumped in a pool. So you keep pushing, because if you come out of the hole and give up, then you got to go all the way back in there again to get right back in that same spot you are in the shit and be miserable. So you have to fully push to buy the metals. So if I fully push myself on the job site and I buy metals, and my return later on is I made more money while I was in the crap in the hole. I advise everybody to keep pushing, right? There's like a Doyle Bronson, I think. Is that his name, Shane? Doyle Branson, the poker player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said every day above ground is a good day, right? And that's the truth. I don't give it. It may be the shittiest of days, but every one of them is better than alternative.
Yeah, it is.
Keep pushing applies to so many things. So I felt it was that was it. I wrote my name on my first little green notebook pad. I had people's names in it and stuff, shipping addresses, and I was like, "That's it. That's me to a T." The pusher. People say I need to push more, and I agree with that. I agree a lot with that. Like I so agree with that, because there's only so many hours in a day. I need to find another way. That's been my goal the past week or something, is to figure out another way to even do a lot more than I am. Put out a lot more videos. Like, I've been crashing on that. I've got so many. I've got 100 videos on standby right now of just jobs and just stupid crap. I've had my GoPro. I've made so many videos with this little thing. It's so freaking cool. You know what I mean? Red. You need one.
Hey, I thought I was gonna say Red needs one of those.
Right there.
Strap on his chest, Lord. He'd have 20 million people on his channel.
Only thing I hate, I didn't have it on that day when I I smashed my finger this past summer. I smashed the absolute hell out of my finger with my hammer. Where's my hammer? Anyway. And a funny thing is, I would show you a picture right now, but I have to leave all the chat. We built a 5-foot stick out over top of a double door downstairs exit door for your like a lawnmower door or something. And this past snow and ice storm, it made that whole thing collapse. Boom! It ripped it all off the wall. Don't say nothing. Wasn't my fault. Look, the arms to the they'll be attached to the wall. They were there. It pulled the screws and all out. Boom! There was all the snow off the house fell off of it and came down on top of it and hit it. And it was covered snow all over it. We got to work on that this week coming up. Yeah.
So, what's your opinion on how gold and silver is right now?
That's an interesting question, bro. I think they the numbers the other day were they dumped 1.7 or 1 and 7. I don't know how you want to say that. 1 7/10 of the like all the silver you could mine in a year. That's what they dumped. 1.7, the amount that almost 2 times what you could mine an entire year is what they dumped on the or the FedEx and paper, the Comex on the paper short things. That's why the silver never really jumped the other day. Like we're supposed to get that good rise up. We should be at 45.50 right now. Easy. Why gold has failed? If you look at all the cryptos that are out there and you think about all the money that's in that, normally in a bad situation, the money wouldn't go towards crypto because it wasn't really around in the bad time situation as it is now and as it's progressed to be a dominant factor in, right? Everything would go towards your gold and your silver pretty much. And if your bonds are failing, then that's where they're definitely going to go to hard assets. But if your T-bills and your bank notes are good, then they're going to fly to paper when they're trying to get out of something else. People like to stay liquid. And when they go silver and gold on physical, that's a hard asset you hold. You know what I mean? It's something that's it's not easy to get rid of, but it is to a point. I don't know why the gold price has dropped as it has kept going down, right? I don't know if people are selling off their gold and jumping onto the Bitcoin wagon, which is what I'm thinking.
Or countries, on the silver wagon.
Well, like we're jumping on the crypto wagon. They're seeing that's like the Pokemon thing, right? Like if you had known that you were going to get a rise of 600% from a year start of bad times, whatnot, then you should have liquidated some of your silver and bought as much of that stuff as you could have. Then you would have gained more versus your silver only going up like $5. I'm up $10 on most every ounce I bought. Most of them was around $14 to $17, and I bought all my silver really.
Yeah.
So if it's up 27 now, I'm up $10 per share. That's great. Now that I pour silver though, I would probably never sell. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of one of those things.
Yeah.
Like I would divulge more, but then I'd be giving away too much.
It's true. I was sitting there the other day watching TV, and it come up on a commercial did about silver. I thought, well, heck, and they're thinking show is showing China and a couple other countries over across seas buying up gold or silver like crazy right now.
Right.
What they're saying. And they're saying that's kind of one of the reasons we got a shortage on it. Buying physical silver is because all these countries are buying it up too, is what it said. And I thought, wow.
Also in China, there is no exporting of precious metals.
Yeah.
Only imports. So if you own gold, you can't even own it. It was crazy. I think it was one billionaire or whatnot. He had a bunch of bars and shit, and they found him in his apartment. They took his gold and took him to jail. Like they don't really want you to have that much because if you have any of that stuff, that's why it's suppressed. You know what I mean? The biggest overall reason is gold and silver is a direct killer of the fake fiat system that they have installed. It's a death pill. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It is the pill.
I think the government's over there is buying it all up.
Yeah, China will take Robert Kiyosaki for one. You guys don't know who that is. Rich Dad Poor Dad. Go check him out. He had a silver mine that he had in China, and or a gold mine too, I believe. And they stole it from him. They just took it, seized it, because they knew it was producing gold, so they took it from him. And plus, they're in America's in the business of making war, and China's in the business of making business, right? Gerald Celente said that, and it makes perfect sense. They're in every market that we go in, bomb, tear the hell up, and then start to rebuild, but kind of not really do much too. We just kind of tear it all the hell up. They come in behind us, and they're able to buy up all the mineral assets and all that kind of strategic metals and stuff. They own like 80, or I think it's like 90% of the REMs, rare earth metals. They got it all.
Yeah, they own a lot's what it said. I thought, wow.
What's crazy is most of that shit is positioned in their country, so it's like fluke of nature, right?
Yep.
That's a fluke of nature. But that's what's cool about nature. It's unforgiving.
Anybody else in chat got any questions for him?
Where's all the pushers at? What's up, John Wolf? How your day, brother? Hope your day is doing awesome. Your push is being rewarded, bro.
Everybody don't forget Sunday at 5:30 p.m. REM Metals is having an auction.
I don't know how many pieces total we got. Around 45 total pieces, give or take.
Probably somewhere around there, maybe.
Right. Normally around that much.
At least 30 or 40.
Some other pieces are right here. I couldn't have the 3 Nines Fine Pokemon card. I couldn't have the card without the card stand and or card graded coin holder, what have you, whatnot. Right on.
You got to combine it, make it look good.
Yeah, I know it. Well, it won't fit inside this holder on here, but I'll go ahead and show you the purposes here. Let me get my graded coin out here. Ooh. Quit it. These are going to be the new COA holders.
Mm-hmm.
Big, nice, black, looking awesome. I think there's a graded coin in here. Yep, nice. A little graded holder here. If y'all can see that shit or not. There we go. Pop it out the case. Then you can put your slab coin. What we got here? 1970D MS65. Oh, that's a nice $50 right there for you 40%ers. Ooh, look at that. 1970D 2.1 million minted MS65. Boom. Sitting pretty on a 3 Nines Fine stand. Oh, now we got a $70 coin sitting on a $300 stand.
That's a rare coin there too.
Yeah, it is. Hard to get. That was one of the chase coins that I was after right there. I don't think I can afford a better condition though. Oh.
People don't realize it's one of the hardest ones to get though.
Yeah, it is. Believe it.
Yeah.
I'll probably be giving it away. That's why I kept it. I got this one and 3 other slabs that I plan on giving away.
Yeah.
I just crossed over 1,000 subs, so I don't know. You never know. Because I sold.
Can you remember the first coin you ever bought?
First coin I ever bought. It's probably this is back in the day though, because I used to walk around town when I was 12 and go to like pawn shops and stuff and buy like Mexican pesos and that kind of things. So it's probably a 1978 20-cent Mexican peso.
Nice.
Just random coins.
Yeah.
I didn't know about silver. I thought the coins were cool as hell. What happened to them? I have no idea what happened to them. And normally I've kept a lot of that stuff. Like, okay, you want to talk about some crazy stuff? Ask me, Shane.
What kind of crazy stuff?
Coin shit. Like, what is the craziest thing you've ever done? I wish I could have made a video on that because that would have been cool. I spent 2 1921 peace dollars that were in MS condition. I spent 2 of them. Anybody in the chat, can you guess what I spent those 2 peace dollars for? One purchase. The purchase was under $5. It's not that hard to guess. No, there's no prize for guessing. 2 1921 high relief peace dollars, probably. They were for me and my brother. My mom bought them when we were born. And I had all the coins at my house, like, you know, that kind of stuff, collectibles and things. And that was it was a low point in my life, I guess you say, but it wasn't. I was doing baseball card shows to live, right? So every month I'd work one day a month though, so that was cool. Me and Lil Push would hang out. He was like 3 or 4 years old, so I just chill with him all day long, doing our thing. And no cigarette money, no cigarettes. I spent two 1921 peace dollars on a pack of smokes.
Oh man,
I spent them like they were money. You know what I mean? Boop, boop.
That's what they are, really.
Yeah, I mean that's the way I spent them though. Can you imagine that video? Sheesh. I basically tricked two 1921. I thought about going back to the grocery store where I spent them at and like trying to buy them back, The dude, I'm sure the dude took them because I asked him like y'all care if I spend these? I did the old stupid as hell look. That was crazy. That's the stupidest thing I've done as far as not knowing what I had before I had it.
Yeah.
Knew I had something, knew they were worth, probably $25 a piece. Didn't really know they were probably worth $250 a piece or $500. The condition I had, they were $2,000 coins probably. That's crazy. Mom don't know either. Don't tell nobody.
You better hope she don't ever watch YouTube.
Yeah, she won't. If we were on Facebook, well, I'd be guilty right now. I'd be getting a phone call. I feel bad about that too. There's no way I can redeem myself. I put them back. I mean, I haven't put them back, but I got a 1934S and a 1935. What the hell I got? Next two other hard, the 28 I think is the next hardest one to get.
Yeah.
I should be sending them off to get graded, but I haven't for a while.
Heck, I've got all kinds of them I could send to get graded, and I put them in the book.
Right. Yeah, it makes the book look badass too, though.
Said forget it.
Right. If only they had like a graded coin album, they wouldn't be so freaking big and bulky, Like PCGS ought to have like where they have like it's a collection book that they make themselves, right?
Yeah.
And they could slab the coin, but they would just put the actual tag on the back or something. I don't know how to say it. It'd be like a separate flip on the front. I don't know. That'd be a good idea for PCGS. I hope they ain't watching because then they got a freebie. That ain't cool. But that's the next part of like if you slab the whole coin set.
Yeah.
Bigger. I mean that'd be the ideal way to do something. Especially if you had them like they're already graded, like this $50 MS65, and you could send all your MS65 $50 in, and then they could put them into a binary book that was just, like you send your slabs in to get them unbroken and put back in a master slab collection. Like I don't know why, like the ideas for me, like they just go. Like I could probably give them that idea in an email and get iron metals, like a bunch of cool stuff for free. We need some sponsors like that. What's up, NGC? I don't hate on you either, buddy. I mean, that's actually I roll with NGC for life. PCGS is awesome, but at the same time,
Hey, they both about the same.
I mean, I don't really see the point paying an extra 5 to 10% premium over the holders. I don't like the PCGS holders anyway. They have that little tab right there. That little stick-up tab.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't really help them. Like, you're supposed to put these in like a protective cover, like a team bag. I normally do, but this has been in another case, so I hadn't had to. But the NGC ones, they just move so easy, fluid. You can just fan them in your hand once you put that sleeve on the top so you don't get no scratches. But those you can't. Even in the sleeves I put them in, basically a plastic bag. You still can't just move them because those little tabs. It's great for storage, great for locking them in a box and shipping. But for like actual handling, they're terrible. Not my fave.
So has anybody got any questions before we go?
Later, Todd.
See you, Todd. If not, it's been about an hour. We'll get off here. Everybody remember the auction Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on REM Metals channel. And everybody go check out Raven Hot Coins here He just come on too.
Nice.
And doing $50, hell, to give giveaways and stuff. So make sure you check him out. And remember the cancer auction, the 13th, or the 13th or the 12th. I think it's 13th.
Right.
And but it's been good interviewing Full Push. We learned a lot of things about what you get into and what you've been doing, how you got started with everything. And we'll get off here and we'll see you later.
Keep pushing, guys. Thank you, Shane.